everybody, and welcome back to the Upper Room Podcast, where teenage men document their call to the cross. My name is Brock Buchanan. On my left, I have Benjamin Cellini. On my right, Joseph Pagino and Gabriel Penny. Today, we're going to be discussing discipline and how we can apply it to our daily lives. Thank you for joining us today. As always, should be another good one. So, we want to get us started?
What is discipline, Brock?
Well, it's catechism. Do we know where this is or no?
I don't know where this is.
I don't know where it is.
I was looking earlier today. I couldn't find anything that was like, I think the discipline we're talking about it was more like discipline in like your children.
Did you find obedience?
I wasn't actually looking for obedience. Maybe look for that.
I think obedience and discipline.
Obedience and
go
discipline
hand
are
in
very
hand.
hand in hand. Yeah.
It would be in here.
So what is? Let's just go around the table. What does like discipline look like to you?
For me, it's doing the hard thing, like even when you don't want to. Like for me, like going to the gym is something like I don't always enjoy doing, but it's like I want to get stronger, so it's something I have to stay disciplined in. Sometimes I don't want to pray, but it's those times that you can grow in faith the most.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. I actually like that.
Yeah.
I
That's
agree
a good
with
answer.
that. I was gonna say something similar to that about like doing the right thing, or not even. Oh yeah, the right thing, even when like you don't want to. So if you don't want to pray, even though you should, or like when your good conscience tells you to do something, it takes discipline to actually do it.
Yeah, it's hard to like actually act on it most of the time.
Yeah, it's not necessarily doing anything that's hard per se, but it's doing the right thing. A lot of times those right things are what's hard to be associated that way. But it's just, I think discipline, like when you factor in the objective morality of Christianity, I think discipline really comes out to just following the cross at all times and always coming back to the foot of the cross
I think
in every decision you make.
Yeah, I like all this. I think if we were perfectly disciplined, it wouldn't be hard. You know what I mean? Because it's like you want to do what is right if you're perfectly disciplined, which obviously none of us are, because being perfectly disciplined is impossible almost, I'd say.
Well, I would say for like, what about the working out example? Like, I want to be stronger, but it still takes discipline.
Yeah, it takes discipline, but what I'm saying is like it's not gonna be hard if you're perfectly disciplined. Like whenever you're in your highs of working, like you go to the gym 5-6 days a week, whatever it is, you take your rest day, you look forward to going to the gym the next day, right?
I don't know
Some
if that
people
like
don't look
necessarily
forward
is
to
the
it.
same thing. I feel like you could be very disciplined and still like not be. I don't know about not fully into it, but like you could be very disciplined and like
Not enjoy
your
it.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
or
like
something. But
being
it's-
disciplined requires doing it when it's hard, but also like
You're saying
once you are like perfectly disciplined, it shouldn't be hard to do. You know what I mean? Like it shouldn't just ingrained into you.
It might.
I feel like it's
I
kind
think
of
it could be hard to do the action, but like not hard for the discipline wise.
Obviously,
Yeah,
that's
okay,
kind of what I'm
I
getting at.
agree with that.
Like it becomes like a habit.
Yeah.
Like doing the
It
discipline,
becomes habitual.
like doing the thing isn't the hard thing, but like wanting, you still don't want to.
No.
Yeah.
Because Satan, I feel like, is always tempting you to go away from those habits you have, like prayer and going to church.
Mm.
I think prayer is the hardest one for me.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of discipline to just sit in silence and listen to what the Lord has to tell you. A lot of times you want to say, the three things: what you're thankful for, what you want, and I forgot the third.
What you're sorry
There's-
for.
Yeah, those three. Yeah. So it's easy to kind of just say those three things, sign of the cross, you're done. But actually sitting there and be disciplined in your prayer life and listening to what the Lord has to say to you. I was listening. I don't remember where I heard this from, but it might have been Hal Pray 40. If the only three things you talk to your wife about, you only said what you're thankful for, what you're sorry for, and whatever the other one was. I don't know why I can't remember right now. But if you only said that to your wife, like how would your relationship look with them?
Oh no, it'd be transactional.
Exactly. So like, it's really important that we apply more than just talking, and we apply listening in our prayer life, which takes a massive amount of discipline, which is something I've learned.
So let me ask you, like, this is a little off topic, but like you brought up the example of your conversation with, let's say, your wife. You want to have like fun conversations, silly like that kind of stuff, right? How do you incorporate that into your prayer life? Like, how do you bring the fun things in your life, whether it be sports, video games, hanging out with your friends? How do you bring God into those things?
Oh, it's definitely a struggle. I think one thing you have to do is you have to shift perspective. Like last winter, I was going through a phase of very like spiritual dryness, where I was seeing almost my relationship with God as that transactional relationship I mentioned earlier, where I felt like I was almost in God's like snow globe, and He was like an evil emperor over me, like a Stalin figure over me almost. Versus like where I can shift perspective and see God like for the Father that He truly is. He's not an evil dictator. He is perfectly just, perfectly good, perfectly right. Everything He does is the epitome of perfect. It is perfect in and of itself. It is good in and of itself. And once I saw that and I saw the love He had for me, how similar it was to the love of a true father, like I've known through my own father, sitting downstairs right now. Like it is, it's truly that when you shift that, you start to see God's playful side and His fatherly side.
I like that. I think the first thing that comes to mind whenever you said that was, I was thinking about like the military, right? From the outside perspective, you'll look at a drill sergeant yelling at these soldiers, telling them, okay, do push-ups, do whatever, right? But then you think about it, it's like, if they weren't disciplined in their actions, they weren't obedient to the drill sergeant, would our U.S. military be as good as it is?
No.
Right?
The same thing can be applied to sports.
Well,
if you're not disciplined in trading, then you're not
Like
good.
he's God is hard on us because He wants us to be like Him. He wants us to be good.
It's like a coach.
Yeah.
I think a practical way we can kind of incorporate those things, the question that you asked, is it can start with those prayers of thanksgiving, right? You can be thankful for your friends or your, all the joys you have in your life. And that can, you can build off of that, but that can be a good starting point, I think.
I think it's really just like like the main topic of the day, like discipline. Like being disciplined is so hard, but like actually going after Christ because He loves you so much. It's like I feel like we forget about that sometimes. Like Brock was saying earlier, like he was in that moment of spiritual dryness, but when you realize how much Christ like truly loves you, it's like Gabe was saying, it's kind of easier to be disciplined. It's easier to like submit yourself to the will of the Father.
Yeah, I was driving here tonight and I just like had this thought come over, like I'm just not worthy like at all for God's love. Like just thinking of all the things that I've done, thinking of just the bad things in my life. And then I was just sitting there, my windows rolled down, driving through the night, listening to some music, and I had the thought like, what am I thinking? Like, of course I am. God made me and loves me. Like, what, like, why do we think that? Why do we think we're not worthy?
There was one time I was talking to a priest once about the There was one time I was talking to a priest once about the way I was conceived, and I was having some doubts about my worthiness because of it, because of like just the evil of artificial insemination and the objective evil that IVF is and all the things like that. And I thought that if my conception was because of science, because of a man-made thing, not because of a true bondage of love, does that take away from me? Like, because I wasn't born by the marital act, I was literally born from trying to be graphic here, but like a cup of semen. Like, does that take away from my soul almost because I wasn't born out of love? And he said one thing to me that really it really related to so well to what you just said, and it's that God chose to give you a soul at the moment of conception. No matter what that was, He chose to give you a soul that moment. He didn't have to, but He did. He did. And nobody can take that away from you. No man can take that away from you because that's only between you and God. And I'm like, wow, like that opened my eyes so much just to how much God loves me. And not only that, it increased just the way I saw Him, like I was saying, as that Father.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I think in today's world, a lot of the times we see God as a friend and not as a father. And I think that this conversation of discipline ties God to being a father much more than being a friend. As much as y'all helped me grow and put me on the right track when I'm going astray, like, y'all are just my friends. Like, I might not listen to you as much. But if my dad were to come to me and be like, Gabe, you're messing up, I'll listen to him a lot more, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's important to look at God as, yes, as a friend, that's important too, but as the father that He is, and to want to do what He says and be disciplined in my actions to glorify Him, right?
I agree.
I don't want to touch on what you were talking about, how like the reason we feel unworthy. I think that can also come from just the way our perception of love is geared. Right? We kind of talked about this before about how our relationships on earth, besides with the Father, is conditional for the most part. Like all our love is conditional. And so because we don't feel worthy of the love, we can't imagine why God would love us, because every other experience with love we have is conditional, right?
It's like the very first chapter of the Catechism that's super good. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's pretty much just really alluding to what you just said. Yeah. God, infinitely perfect and blessed in himself, in a plan of sheer goodness, freely created man to make him share in his own blessed life. And it's like, God loves us so much that he didn't have to, but he willed us to exist with him. And that just seems so like irrational in a way. Like, why would he do that? But it's because he loves us so much. And I don't know, I keep repeating that, and it's just really, I feel like powerful.
But yeah, you can't repeat it enough. Like
Yeah.
it's something that you could say a million times and it wouldn't become redundant.
Yeah.
Because like each time you say it, you're professing your love to God, and that is just so
I feel like I keep saying it, I just like,
beautiful.
it never like fully sinks in ever.
Yeah.
But
Because it takes extreme discipline,
it
right?
takes,
Yeah, I was-
discipline for sure.
I was
It
gonna.
takes discipline to follow Christ in that way.
Yeah, I kind of want to tie that back in. It's like, whenever you say that, what comes to my mind is like, how can I repay God, right? Like, how can I give back to him for what he gave to me, my life, right? And the thing that comes to mind is just being obedient, like extreme obedience into death, like Jesus was, right?
That's why it's one of the evangelical councils, you know?
Obedience,
Wait, what's-
poverty, and chastity.
Joseph, you want to tell us what?
Yeah, Joseph, what are evangelical councils?
You guys already said it, those three.
Yeah. Poverty, chastity, and obedience. And obedience I feel like gets overlooked sometimes because chastity is like huge.
Oh, every priest I know says it's the
Like,
hardest.
but
the
obedience
hardest
is,
vow.
yeah. Obedience, it gets overlooked, but it's so difficult.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
We see that just in our everyday life, right? Like how much of our relationship with our parents is a struggle because of obedience, right? I know for me personally, like sometimes I don't want to listen to my parents. I don't want to be obedient to them, and that's like I have to have discipline and understanding that like God teaches us to, obey the father and mother.
What is the idea behind why obedience is so hard? Like, why is it hard to be obedient?
Pride.
Pride?
Right, for sure.
I think that this is one thing I was talking to one of my priest buddies about, and he was saying there comes a time in your life when you're like 35 years old and you think you know better than your bishop, your religious superior, and you're like, I would do this that way, or I do this way, or like even in your parish you think you know better than your pastor, and you're like, you have your opinions on him, but like obedience is like keeping those silent, and because one man is in a higher position than you, just like learning like to shut up and just do as he says. It's almost like when you become a teenager, he said, like you don't want to listen to your parents at all because you think you know better than them. But because it's your second time around, because you already did that once as a teenager, now as a man, like, all right, this man has authority over me simply because of the position he's in. I mean, the Catholic Church is a monarchy, whether we like it or not. So because this man has power over me, I just need to shut up and listen. I need to do what he says. And it's as simple as that. And that's what makes the vow of obedience so hard, is that it is a full neglection of pride.
Yeah.
I agree with pride. For sure.
I agree with that as well, yeah.
Pride is such a sin that like is so prevalent in your life and in everybody's life, right?
I think
And
it's
so hard to so I was gonna say it's so hard to realize. Like for so much of my life, that wasn't something I was confessing because I didn't realize it, right? But then I started to get more deeper in my faith, and I realized that there's pride seeping into every part of my life, right?
Every sin originates in pride. Us choosing our will over God. Us trying to be happy away from God. Quote Father Mike Schmitz on that.
We should get him on the pod sometime.
Yeah, Father Mike Schmitz, come on the pod.
Hey, if you wanna hang out, have a conversation with 4 teenage men, make their way, or
That'd be cool. I mean,
if you want to, like,
yeah, I
you don't
guess.
have to.
Yeah.
We got other guys.
It'd be pretty gay. So.
We have so many people lining up to just.
Everybody's lining up.
Oh no, facts. Like it's
Yeah, it's
insane. You
crazy.
see our Instagram DMs. Like
Yeah, if you want, if you want, just like reach out. You might get on the list. I don't know. It's kind of a long list right now.
It is a long list. Yeah, so I feel like kind of similar to the discipline question you asked, like how is it that we can have discipline? Like how do we root out that pride in our lives? Like what's just like a tangible step you can take?
I think the first thing is just becoming aware of it, right? You have to recognize it before you can get rid of it. It's not going to go away by itself, right?
Yeah.
So you have to, find the areas of your life where that has, taken over, or even just is a small part, and maybe even just like write that down or make a mental note of it.
Sounds like an AA meeting. Like first step is to recognize you have a problem.
That's base though. I mean, like we're trying to improve. Like that is base.
That's really the key behind everything, though. I
Yeah.
feel like recognizing that you are sinful and that you need to turn towards God.
Yeah, first part of overcoming an addiction is to be like, dang, like I have an addiction. Like it takes the most pride to say that.
Yeah.
It really does defeat your pride to like say that you're not perfect.
What was the question you asked?
What is a tangible step you can take to get rid of or root out pride in your life?
So that's first, and then what? And then what do you do once you recognize it?
Probably go to confession.
Yeah, of course.
When you recognize like the moments of pride in your life, you recognize them. Now you have to actually like work on like the easiest way to catch a fish is to cast a rod. All right, like you can't actually hit the ball unless you swing the bat, type of thing.
Nice analogy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like you actually have to work on being the growing in humility. And this is our first episode. You have to work on that instead of just like saying, "Oh, I need to grow in humility." And
How can you grow in humility?
Well, that's my thing. You need to you just need to do it.
I
Like you just need to.
Like you're talking like bigger, like work on it, but like tangible steps on how you.
No,
can
that's
work.
what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Like how do
Give
you?
me an example.
Okay.
Give me an example.
Let's say like my mom told me to eat one cookie from the cookie jar, but I wanted to eat two. I could recognize that as a moment of pride of me wanting to do my own thing, but I was told by someone who has the full authority over me as my mother, well, unless like, I don't know, let's say I'm a 9-year-old boy and she tells me that, okay, then like I would recognize my own pride. All right, like I want to eat two. That's me, like in my evilness, literally, it's my wickedness. I'm gonna eat one and be less prideful here. So at a certain point, you need to just do it.
Well, it's not that easy.
I kind of like the analogy though, in a sense, like you have to be like constantly thinking about. Like,
That's my yeah. Sorry, okay, I could have been more clear.
Yeah, like you have to recognize when you're being prideful, and when you see that, I think just saying like a quick prayer or like even just like a Hail Mary or Our Father or something, just like simple to be like, God, help me to fix my will towards yours more.
Mm-hmm.
Help me to not see this like worldly thing right now that I feel like I need, even if it's a good thing. Like I feel like I need it. Like take it away from me. Like take this pride away from me.
I'm gonna kind of just throw this in the air. Let me know what y'all think. I haven't personally done well. I've kind of done this, but what do you think about trying to take pride out of your life by doing something that you want to tell others about and not telling them? Being humble.
That's actually so hard.
That's a good idea.
Like start going for a mile run at 6:30 in the morning, but don't tell anybody, right? Maybe your parents because they want to know where you are, but don't tell your friends, right? Or start praying a rosary every day, but don't tell anybody. Just do something that you want to like brag about, and don't brag about it.
I like that.
That's a very physical, tangible way of growing in humility, I think.
I like that as well. And it's like, yeah, it's tangible. It's like, it's very doable because you can pick anything.
Yeah, literally.
You can almost pick anything.
Start making your mom breakfast in the morning. Like something, man, that's something for somebody else that you could technically brag about, but don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think when others try to point out like your goodness, like, oh, I wish I had a prayer life like that as well. Like try and like deflect a little bit in a way. I feel like, I don't know, on occasion people will be like, oh, you have like a good prayer life or whatever, and it's like
bring yourself back down to
like,
that level. That's what I would.
Yeah, like praise God for that you see that in me. But you know, I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So I
what
think,
every
like,
priest
bringing
says.
yourself. Yeah,
They're like, oh, I'm just as bad as you guys. You know, I have all these.
yeah, and I
sins."
think that's a great thing. Though. I think it's
Yeah,
like,
it is.
yeah, it's
So
like
humble.
it shows
It
so
is,
much
it's true.
humility because it's so easy to just be like, oh yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Or like being like, even like if you have the right response, like having that interior like it's really about the interior feeling of like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, I'm gonna take this and brag about it or be prideful about it.
So, what are some like disciplines that aren't really related to like our faith that like how does that benefit our discipline in our prayer life?
Something I really like is, my dad's gonna watch this and laugh at me, but making my bed every morning. That's something I like never did growing up. I just started recently doing
Is
that.
he gonna laugh because you don't do it still?
I did it for like the first 3 months. Spring break was,
Mm.
anyways.
My bad.
Yeah, no, don't bring that up. Yeah, just like you said, not related to faith at all, but can help us grow in prayer, right? You take that 2 minutes it takes to make your bed, say an Our Father and a Hail Mary while you do it, or while you're brushing your teeth. Like, I think that's something somebody's talking about. Like, find a habit you already have and add something small to it.
Fines.
Yeah, it was Fry the Pines. So instead of just
The
brushing your
Pines.
teeth and thinking about like what you had for dinner, brush your teeth and think about something you're thankful for, something you want, something you're sorry for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or sitting in silence, right?
That's
something I.
so hard.
That's I don't mean to cut you off. That's something I wanted to speak on immediately when you first brought it up. Like, it's hard for you to sit in silence. One thing, like, talking about tangible steps. One tangible step I've done to help me be able to sit in silence, like in times of adoration or just times of prayer in general, is stop listening to music when I'm in the car. I'm either listening to a podcast or it's complete silence. And the reason I think it's different than like listening to music when you lift weights or something is because when you're working out and listening to music, the working out is the main thing you're focused on, and then the music's in the background. When you're driving, you can almost drive subconsciously. You shouldn't try it, but like you've probably done it before.
Yeah, you go on
Yeah,
autopilot.
you completely zone out, and like the music stays in your brain. So when you're trying to like I was the other day, I was sitting in adoration. I was trying to pray, and I couldn't get over this one NBA YoungBoy song. It just kept going over and over and over in my head, and so that's I started this like literally last week, and it's already helped immensely. Just sitting in silence while you're driving translates so well. You get used to sitting in silence. It's not difficult at all for you now. Now you can sit for however, like you can just sit there and it's fine.
That's kind of similar to what I was gonna say. It's like you got to get rid of like multitasking. Like I feel like a lot of the time, like when I'm doing something, like because I lack focus or I lack like I don't know what else. It's like I want to do something else. Like I'm reading and I want to have like I don't know lo-fi going or something else. I don't know. Or I'm like watching like a movie or something. I want to play a game on my phone while I'm doing it.
Or you're
But it's
eating
like
and you put a YouTube
yeah,
video on.
exactly. It's like doing like.
So hard.
Like doing all those multitasking like things, I feel like it just like silences God. Like you really like I don't know like know how to explain it. I feel like when you're doing that, you just like are muting God. Like you're trying to like
You're just chasing dopamine.
yeah, you're chasing
Yeah.
the dopamine hit, I guess. Yeah. It's
Also-
like there's so many better things you could be doing than doing 4 things at once. Like focusing on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like sorry for keep cutting you off, but
No, that's fine.
it's like when I'm multitasking, like this Lent I've been a little better about it, not multitasking as much. So I feel like my prayer life's better. But when I like feel like I'm multitasking like so often, like I feel like I get distracted so easily because when I want to do the one thing pray, then it's like I want to do all these other things at the same time.
That's true. I really want to go. Sorry, no. You can wait in time. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna shout out Chris. I don't know if y'all remember this, but at Bible study he told us, he said it's impossible. Like multitasking is impossible.
Yeah.
Right? Like sure you can do 2 things at once, but you can't do both of those things to your fullest ability. Right? Sure you can wash dishes and sing along to music, but you're not gonna be washing the dishes very well, or you're singing is not gonna be very well, one or the other, right? No? That example?
No,
I was chewing ice.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna sound bad at the mic.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
all
sorry.
right.
Sorry for the
No,
audio
that's a
quality.
fire example.
No, yeah.
I
just
wanted to
realized.
tie that into what I was saying about like eating, because eating is easy. Obviously, like it doesn't take a lot of energy or effort.
I love eating.
So taking that time instead of, that's a very practical way, like you were talking about, to find like moments of silence and moments of discipline and prayer. And if you're sitting down to eat a meal, don't pull out your phone and scroll reels or put a YouTube video on. That's something I want to try and start doing.
Yeah.
The language of God is silence. That's why like the low mass is so based. It's just completely silent, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm in heaven. Like this is awesome. And then it's over, and it's like, oh, all right.
Back to reality.
Yeah.
Time to walk out of church.
Yeah.
I think me constantly like having multiple things going on in my head, always chasing that dopamine has caused me to not be able to, stay focused during mass, right? During that hour period. It's hard to stay focused on one thing for an entire hour. And so like a lot of times I find my mind like wandering away because of, trying to multitask all the time outside of mass. And so my mind wants to think of, oh, what am I doing after mass? What do I need to get done? What can I, all the things that distracts you.
That's why I'm saying I feel like it's like even when it might seem like a good time to multitask, like Gabe was saying, like washing dishes and listening to music, it's like maybe that's a opportunity to grow in the discipline of like not multitasking.
Discipline of
because
silence.
it helps. Yeah, the discipline of silence because it helps you when you're in mass to focus better.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can focus on one thing with 100% of your brain, like you said, I think that'll help you grow a lot. Whether that be something small like washing the dishes or going on a walk, I don't know. Focus on walking. Don't focus on.
Bro, you just got to go to your pediatrician. It's telling me you have ADHD. It's literally what I did. I don't know. Like you may or may not have ADHD. They're gonna give you these like pills called like Vyvanse or something. I swear, like if you take one, like you'll be so locked in on like whatever you're doing. It's like a cheat. It's enhanced. It's a cheat code.
I don't think taking drugs
I don't
is
think
the
taking
cheat
drugs
code.
is the answer.
Well, the
I don't know if
prescription
that's
drugs.
Yeah.
taking drugs.
Well, on a
that's
practical
the-
level, they help my prayer because I'm able to focus. They've helped me in math because I'm able to literally just focus.
Okay, I guess if you are diagnosed with ADHD, yes.
That's what I'm
might
saying.
have
Go
symptoms.
get diagnosed with ADHD and get
Might
prescription.
have
I'm not saying do something illegal like take prescription drugs that aren't yours. I'm saying go get diagnosed with ADHD.
It's a careful thing. I get your message, but it might be misinterpreted in what you're saying.
I
It's
think
like a
that's an
slippery
interesting
slope, I don't know.
side conversation. Do you think ADHD has gone up since the rise of social media?
Oh yeah.
That could be a whole episode.
That could be a whole
could
episode.
Well,
entire
they're labeling anybody as ADHD. I don't even think half the people they label as ADHD have ADHD. Like I don't know that.
I feel like a lot of people have like ruined their brains by like having so
Yeah.
much social media and multitasking. Me being one of them. I feel like
Social
I
media, bro.
multitask
We gotta
so
talk about that next episode.
Yeah,
That'll
I
be
feel
an
that
episode.
might be the next episode.
That could be
Stay
a
tuned.
pretty good episode.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be.
Dude, Australia and India recently banned social media for people under the age of 16.
Really?
I saw that.
I saw that. Yeah.
I saw that on social media. I'm like, that is so based. And I'm like,
And he
wait.
kept scrolling.
Literally, I'm like, wow, good for them. They're gonna be awesome. Those kids are gonna be awesome now. And I kept scrolling on social media.
I think that's why it's something we talked about as like something you can do for Lang is giving up social media because we know how much of an influence it can have on our lives and how much of a distraction it is.
Let's talk. Go ahead.
Oh, I was kind of thinking. One of my mom's friends is like a front desk person at a high school, and she like hears from all the different teachers. And the difference of the freshman class this year versus the senior class, because of where COVID landed for their time in school, I guess, is a crazy difference because of that time you spent during COVID inside on social media. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's technically not scientifically proven, but you could probably put 2 and 2 together, I'd say.
What were they in, like third grade? We were in sixth.
We were in 6th, they would have been
Third.
3rd, yeah.
It's rationally proven.
Yeah, it's rationally
Yeah.
proven. It's just their academics are lower, but their attention span's lower, their anger management's lower, like everything's just lower. And not that they're worse kids, like there's like
They've just been put in a bad
Proven.
situation.
bad situation. Yeah.
That reminds me of what my Wakeland basketball coach used to say. He used to give this stat about like the average attention span being like 6 seconds long.
Yeah, I thought it was like 8 seconds. Yeah.
And
That's
he'd
insane.
always do these random things to get our attention. Right? He'll be talking and he'll randomly be like, "Put your right hand up," and everybody has to put their right hand up. Something random like that to get our attention. And I thought that was interesting.
It like seems
About
goofy.
It's
attention
such a
span.
problem that he has to do that.
About
Yeah.
attention span, let's look at our average viewer.
As we get on the phone.
Average viewer duration. It's like 2 minutes.
Seriously?
something like that.
Guys, we're not that boring.
If you're watching to this moment, comment down below.
Hey, 62 watch hours. That's pretty good.
Dude, I mean, like,
But that also, I mean, that's not like entirely because
exactly,
Yeah.
of.
bro.
We don't want to be
Like,
dogging on the viewers.
I know.
We love you guys.
we love you guys. Like, just watch the videos. I mean,
Where is
People are busy.
Audience
Busy people.
retention, 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
Hey,
Ooh.
that first 3 minutes, we better be saying some important things.
58% of viewers
Before
are
you
still
scroll.
watching at around the 30-second mark.
Which before you scroll, that's like so crazy though. It's like that social media is like, that's fine. It's like social media is like built to be addicting, and like we're
I do agree with
still. It says I'm clip farming for the.
are you ever like?
Like
that.
I didn't want to leave him out, bro.
That
I'm
might
sorry.
get us.
Yeah, we're gonna have to edit that out
I'll bleep it.
and resume.
You're not allowed to say that on social media.
I think you can.
I don't think you can. Not on YouTube. It's-
Really, I did not know that actually.
Is
Rock it, rock.
is
Stop. Stop.
Is
What time do we start?
is not.
like around 9:50. But really, what I was
It'll
saying
be
is
like
just like social media is like built to be addicting, yet we like still chase it so often. I don't know why.
Why do we
That-
like
that seems-
addiction so much?
Why do we like being addicted to something?
Because
I
it's
don't know.
easy. It doesn't require discipline. Oh my
Oh,
god! Full circle
full
moment.
Oh, that was my pen. I
Sorry,
was taking
dog.
notes.
Here, I got you.
Oh, preach.
Yeah.
So
That's how
how?
locked in we are. We have discipline right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
I like that.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I like that it was full circle.
That was a good full circle.
That was a good
That was
full
pretty- that was pretty
circle
based.
moment.
Will that be
Yeah.
the title?
What?
Full
Based-
circle moment. Discipline.
Based conversation about this.
Based conversation about this.
My bad. That's
When are we filming our based or not based episode?
based or not based. Yes.
No, it's not.
Oh no.
I think it would get some clicks.
I mean,
Would that be clip
Is that what we need? Do we need clicks?
We need clip farming. That's what we need.
no, we don't. This is still off topic.
This is not
Conversation's
disciplined of
over.
us.
We're in a full circle.
Should we keep talking or?
I think this might be getting cut out.
I don't know, Gabe. Do you want to keep talking?
No, all right.
Somebody say like.
What are we doing?
Somebody say an outro and we'll cut all this out.
You're like you
after
on
the-
that.
Man. This is good teenage guy.
Nobody's watching this. This is why our clicks are
This
so
is
low.
no. I'm telling you, this stuff is like it's fruitful because it's so like honest. It's so true. Like there's
No,
nothing
as
wrong
soon
with
as
it.
somebody watches
Nobody
2 minutes
gives
of
a
us saying
fuck.
nothing, they're gonna click off the video.
They're gonna
We said
get.
absolutely nothing substantial the past 3 minutes.
It's fine. This is hilarious. This is a clip.
That's what y'all
Nobody-
understanding.
Hayden got mad when we talked about March Madness, and that's
Bro, what?
Yeah, that's what
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. This was another Room with the Upper Room podcast. We are so glad y'all came. We will see y'all
Hey,
next week.
multiple angles this week, so let us know what you think. Maybe.
Maybe Gabe has time.
I missed.
Baby, I always be